Hey guys, today let's talk about how you can use food to decrease some of the inflammation in your body. Hey guys, I'm Dee. I am a nurse, a student, and a rheumatology patient. I make videos weekly on Thursdays at noon, usually going over rheumatic type health stuff. So if that's something that you'd like to see more of, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you don't miss any of my videos. In today's video, I wanted to talk about ways that you can adjust your diet and the foods that you eat to help decrease some of the inflammation that's going on in your body. And the reason why that's important is because if you have an autoimmune condition, the inflammation is the source of all of our problems. That's why we have pain. That's why the anti-inflammatory medications help, is the source of the swelling, all those different things. If you can bring that down, it can improve your symptoms. And for some people, I've even heard that it's helped put them into remission. Now, the AIP protocol is very strict. If you follow it to a T, it is extremely strict. So I was not ready to do that. However, I have done the modified version, which is where you follow parts of it, but you might still eat some foods every now and then that technically are like on the no list. You know what I'm saying? But just by decreasing the inflammatory encouraging foods that you eat, that still makes a huge difference. So some people use it in a modified way where they cut out some of those foods and they notice a difference. Some people go all the way and they follow it to a T. And then some people end up using this protocol diet more as like a reset. So how does this work? It's primarily a elimination based thing. So you take out foods in your diet that can cause or encourage inflammation. You don't eat them at all for several weeks. And then you slowly add one, maybe two, ideally one food in per week and see how you feel. Because the purpose of this diet is to find what foods you're sensitive to. Not allergic, just sensitive to it as far as inflammation goes. So if you start eating one of these foods after a while and you start noticing more joint pain, well, your body's sensitive to that. You know, it's probably contributing to some of that pain. You might want to just cut that out of your diet, or at the very least, bring it down, bring the frequency down of how much you have it. Let's talk about foods that are AIP friendly. Meats, fish, olive oil, non-dairy fermented foods, so no dairy. Herbs are okay. Fruit is okay in small quantities. And small quantities of honey and maple syrup. Many vegetables are okay too, except the nightshades. What foods do you have to avoid with the AIP diet? Anything with gluten. So that's usually your grains, your rices, your pastas, unless they specifically say on the packaging that they're gluten-free, because there are gluten-free pastas out there. There are gluten-free breads. There are, gluten-free grain type stuff out there. Another one would be any dairy products. So that is your milks with dairy, because there are milks that do not have dairy. Cheese, things like that that have dairy in them. Legumes, so that's your beans, that's your soy, peanuts, your hummus. You see why this is a very hard thing to follow to a T? Anything with refined sugars in it. So that's all your candies. That's a lot of snacks and baked goods. Your seed oils, so that's like your canola oil, your vegetable oil, your nuts and your seeds, interestingly enough. And then it goes a step further. No eggs, no nightshade vegetables. So that's your vegetables that grow from the ground, like your potatoes, your tomatoes. No gum, no vinegar with those added sugars, no food thickeners, emulsifiers, no artificial sweeteners, no peppers, no apple cider, and goes without saying, no processed foods. It's a lot of stuff to take out. You gotta do what works best for you. You know what I'm saying? You know what diet would work for you that would improve your symptoms some. But these are some ways that you can help decrease your inflammation. Just to recap with how this diet works is those foods that encourage inflammation, take out as many of them as you can for several weeks. Pay attention to how you feel before these several weeks and after. And then each week slowly add one of those foods back and pay attention to how you feel. If you feel the same, then your body's not sensitive to that food, so you're good to go. If you start feeling more symptoms, or maybe your stomach's upset, or whatever that ends up being, then that means that you're not allergic to it, but your body's sensitive to it. So you might want to decrease or eliminate it out your diet, depending on how bad it makes you feel and how much you realistically could go without that particular food. So that about wraps up the video. I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, this is definitely not for everybody. You do not have to do all of those to a T. But I think if you could find just even one food to take out that helps your stomach, your joints, your overall mood feel better, it's worth it right there. So I hope that this video helps give you an idea what foods you might be able to cut down on or eliminate on to see if it helps some of your inflammation. And I hope that it does help some of the inflammation, or at least your stomach symptoms, because sometimes you're so used to feeling that way, you don't realize how bad you feel until you feel better. If you think this would help someone else, definitely share this video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. All right, let's do this, Studley. All right, all right. Now, no more begging, please. I'm about to start my filming.